I mean, what a great feeling. I mean, that's kind of why you coach, to be able to see your players like enjoy those kind of moments, them running on the field and celebrating such a big goal at such a big time against a really good team. You know, to travel down there is so difficult, to play one of the top teams in the country. It's certainly, a tough task. And, the game was great. It was back and forth, and we always competed. We always believed in ourselves. And, we kept competing to the very last minute. And thankfully, the ball went in. She took a couple little fakes there before she shot it, so my heart was beating. Just shoot the ball. Like, let's see what's going to happen here. But, once the ball was put away, we were just so happy, and so happy for Penn State, and so happy for our team.
That is the first time you guys have won down there in program history, right?
Probably, yeah. It's a really hard place to play. I mean, we were practicing here the week before, and after practice, I told the players, okay, imagine this temperature, but just 50 degrees warmer. That's what our game's going to be like. So, it was, again, a lot of factors going into why it's hard to make that adjustment. I think it was great having a game Friday against such a good team like Winthrop, and being able to, iron out the kinks of playing down there and playing in the heat. I think that was pretty advantageous going into the Sunday game.
When you look at the way these girls have played against Florida and Maryland, two of the top teams in the nation, they've gone into these games with no fear, hung right in there the whole time. What does that say about this squad of girls and what they're capable of doing?
Yeah, I mean, they're fighters. We know how good we can play. We know how we can play together. I think that they've been tested all season. I think our Big Ten schedule really helps us prepare for postseason. You're not going to find, harder opponents than the teams that we've already played. So our ability to stay within what we want to do and play Penn State lacrosse, they've already seen that can be successful against some of the top teams.
Well, now you guys have Penn. What do you think about that team? What do you know? How do you game plan for a spot like that?
Yeah, I mean, Penn is really tough, and thankfully we're playing at home up here. But, they earned the 7th seed for a reason, and, we have to be ready to go play hard. They have kind of a different style than we do, so we have to adjust. Their style is different than some of the teams that we've played. So working through those things and being able to prepare the team for a different style of play is kind of our test for this week.
How do you do that?
Well, obviously we're watching a lot of film and, studying as best we can about how to approach their team. I think as well you don't want to over-prepare and get them thinking too much about the other team, that we end up not doing the simple things that we do well. So, sticking to us and making sure we iron out just, hey, how do we play defense, what offense is working for us, and then, slip in there some of the heads-up plays we can give them to be better prepared for Penn.
What does it mean to get to have this game at home at Penn State, knowing how much excitement is currently surrounding this game?
Yeah, I mean, we're so excited. I love Penn State. I love the atmosphere here. I love the atmosphere of our field and, what that brings to our game setting. And to have this game here and all the support that we have here at Penn State, it's just going to be an awesome experience and an awesome atmosphere.
How so would you say their style's different? I mean, what does Penn do that's a little maybe uncharacteristic or a little unique?
Well, I mean, I think, we're a little run and gun, and they tend to settle it down a little bit more. So kind of a little bit conflicting styles of play. But, again, they're a great team. And obviously with the huge games that they've won so far, and certainly with the, quarterfinal game on the line, everyone normally brings their best.
Looking at Penn having the nation's assist leader, what kind of effect does she have on a game, I guess, within their style of play?
Yeah, she's a great player, and she does a fantastic job seeing the field. Even when players are just slightly open, she's able to get the ball in there. We've had, our program assist leader graduated last year, Maggie McCormick, so our team certainly is somewhat used to in practice playing against one of the best assisters that Penn State has had. So that helps a little bit to be able to draw some comparisons in the practice setting. But, it's going to be tough. She's very good, and so is their team. So, we're just going to do our best to try to, disrupt their flow as best we can.
Was there a point in the season where you kind of felt like this team had that it factor that could make a run like this and get to this point?
I don't know if there was a certain time. You always believe in your team. We have great players. We've had every year's been a little bit different since I've been here, and this year's been no different. I mean, it was great to pull off some huge wins and get momentum when we needed, and our games have been a lot about momentum, getting a huge goal at a certain time or getting a huge save at a critical point. And when those momentum swings sort of go our way, we tend to do pretty well. But obviously, you have to work hard, to make those momentum plays happen.
Excelling in moments like that, what's that say about the team's confidence?
They're a confident group. I mean, they know they can get it done, and that they're focused in on what we need to do. I would say in our most competitive games, we try to, keep the challenge of just doing the little things well.
What do you need to do well on Saturday to get a win? What are some little things?
Well, I think offensively, I think we have a lot of weapons. I think we need to make sure that we're not just settling for one or two options offensively, but we're able to see different options as well. Defensively, we've got to be ready. I mean, they have a great assisters, they have great 1v1 attackers, and they have a great mix of distributing the ball. So it's not just a one or two option offense. We have to be ready for multiple threats.
I'm sure it's hard not to look ahead, but with everything in Pennsylvania for the remainder of this thing, is that something you talk to the team about? Or?
Not really. I think just like, obviously going down to Florida and thankful for a win there. You're thinking of this weekend, and they're coming up here, and I haven't even had the time, to be quite honest, to think about that next step. Like, we really have to get focused and ready for Penn. That trip down to Florida was a long trip. We got back Monday night. So to come back and really switch gears and start preparing, thankfully we haven't had enough time to really overthink what might happen next.